What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Let Me Finish. This is your boy Dom.
This is your boy Greg. Insert
And this is-
catchphrase here.
Oh, you just threw me off, man. This is your boy Antonio, third of the pod, aka I don't like to reminisce because what's happening right now is really lit.
I love
Bars.
that.
I got bars. I told
Bars.
Yeah.
Please. I feel like we just got dissed, Greg, and we don't have like a comeback.
No, at all. I'm just speechless here. I'm like
next
you
episode,
in the intro.
Next episode, I need a response.
I mean, I didn't know that's what we were doing. I need to be quicker on my toes.
Yeah.
I could never be a battle rapper. Like, just
Me
freestyling
neither.
in general is terrifying.
Oh yeah. Have you ever tried it? Like at the lunchroom
No.
or anything like that?
I mean,
or like
as a
drunk
kid,
with your frat bros?
as
I
a
freestyle
kid, you know,
myself.
we always try to freestyle, make that same little beat using your fist and a pencil on the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. I never perfected that. I never did.
I got okay at it. Not
I
great.
mean,
but
it's a rhythm thing, so you know.
Well, I have been told my beat. I've been told my rhythm is on the 3 and the 5,
not
right?
the 1 and the 2. Yeah.
not the 1 and 3. Yeah. So, but I actually rapped at a pep rally in high school once, and I won the
Wow.
battle rap. Yeah. So
Do you remember
kinda
your
like-
rap?
I was kind of like the Eminem of 8 Mile of Cooper. Do I remember my rap? Yeah, I remember my rap. Yeah, I do.
Please do. Please. We need to hear it.
Did
It
anybody
started
record
off.
this?
I bet my mom does, but you know, it was different times. People would probably say now it was cultural appropriation, but
Oh,
it
not
started
back
off.
then.
Just 'cause
It
it's
started
rap.
off like, yeah, it was like some people call me white, others a cracker, but I'll tell you this much: I ain't no slacker. I'm about to tell you about tonight's big game, where the outcome will be international fame for the Cooper Cougars. We will prevail. We will not fail. Running down the field saying we will prevail. And then it goes on, and I like call out the players that I had a crush on.
You remember the entire rap. Wow.
Wow,
I'm
shout out
impressed.
to you and that memory of
Yeah,
yours.
I kind of peaked.
I could never have a memory that good.
No.
What was the other person's rap?
They actually freestyled. I totally wrote mine. And so then he was kind of like, he came up to me later in the day because I won. And he was like, real good freestyle. And he was like kind of being sarcastic. And I was like, don't hate the player, hate the game, player.
Wow, not you went to High School Musical.
Yeah, basically.
Antonio, you don't get that reference?
No. Sorry, I don't get it at all.
You didn't watch High School Musical? Or you've never heard of it?
You know what it is.
Yeah,
I know
you know
what it is,
though.
watch it. Who the fuck watched that?
It was after my time. I'm sorry. I just kind of played along with your joke because it was a diss, you know.
But you know what a High School Musical is. Like, you
Kids
get the reference.
singing
It's a
all
bunch
that.
of kids in high school that were rapping and singing and stuff. It was,
Yeah, why would I want to watch that at all?
I think the joke would have worked better if you said Glee. I mean, I feel like Glee is a little bit more universal.
Oh, I forgot they were in high school in Glee too. Yeah. I guess I should have went with Glee. My bad.
And they're singing and dancing.
Yeah, but yeah. What's been going on this week with you guys?
Tone, I'll let you go first. I feel like we always make you wait until the last.
No, I went first the last couple of times, but no, my week is chill. I've been working a lot, and the rain fucked up my work week, but it's just been a work week, and keeping it simple, so nothing crazy.
Yeah, I feel that. And your Tesla, you almost died in the rain, right?
No. It didn't almost die. Just you can't let a Tesla die because with a battery operated car, it's not like running out of gas. If that battery dies, they have to tow it to fix it. They can't just like jump your batteries out. Nah, but it was a long day. The last couple of weeks were a little bit crazy because I took on like a ton of side projects the last couple of weeks. So this is the first week where I'm just working my regular job. So it's like kind of coming back down. But the last 2 weeks I hit I did a lot. So I'm just excited to like have like a regular fucking week.
Right.
Yeah, I feel that. What about you, Dominique?
This week has been pretty lackluster. Nothing much has really happened. Just a lot of working, and like you said, like the energy today was kind of like slowed down and brought down because of all the rain that took place all day. But I did have a good weekend. I went back to school, and when I say school, I went back to visit college. the University of Memphis where I graduated, and they had homecoming this past weekend, and I got to see some of my frat brothers and some of my old college friends, and get to tailgate and just have a really great time. It was amazing to go back to campus and see all the changes that has happened, all the new building, the new bridge, just like everything that wasn't there when I was there. Some parts of it are the same, but then so much had changed, and it just made me realize how like old I feel coming back to campus and seeing all these like fresh baby faces, people in on campus studying and going to class and stuff like that was just like I used to be in that world, and now I graduated and now I'm like an adult. And what I would give to go back because I had a great time in college. But yeah, I hadn't been back to campus for maybe 5 or 6 years. So this was my first homecoming back in a long time. And I definitely want to go back next year because of how much fun it was. But yeah, I had a great weekend.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. You got
Mhm.
to hang out with your frat brothers, and you said there was a lot of bridges built and stuff like that. That's your
Mhm.
tuition money put to
Yeah.
good use. Yeah, you don't feel old until you see people that were your age then, and you're like, I never looked that young, right? Because they like, they got like a sad excuse for a mustache, you
Right.
know?
You don't
Um,
understand how they dress anymore. They look different. So yeah, going back
No, it's
seeing kids.
totally
Yeah,
different.
the first time I felt old real quick is when I went to H&M. Like it was a couple years ago. I walked into H&M. I was just looking for like a dress shirt or whatever, just for an event or whatever. I just need something cheap. And I was 30 at that point, 30 something, whatever. And I just remember looking around thinking like, I'm not supposed to be in the store anymore because everybody was like 22. And I'm like, I probably shouldn't be shopping here, but I still go to H&M because some stuff is fire.
because cheap, it's cheap.
It's
It don't
cheap, but
last
It
long, but
is.
it
some
looks
of my
good.
favorite shirts have come from there. So I still go in there every
Yeah,
now.
I
it
kind of
gets
stopped
a
going there because I would see other people with what I would have on because everybody
Yeah,
was shopping at H&M, so everybody was wearing the same thing. So
I stopped going there because it kind of fits weird, because it's like a European company. So I feel like it's kind of, I don't
yeah.
know. The,
Especially when I work
the
out a lot, they
sizing is
dress.
all
Yeah,
European.
because when I work out, when I'm in my good workout phase, those dress shirts they don't fit right at all.
Right. Yeah.
yes, good workout phase. What about you, Greg? What's going on?
Me. So, I mean, we did kind of have a mini hiatus. We took a week off, I will say.
Yes.
So I went home last Monday, and I woke up the next day and was like so sick, like sinuses, weather change,
Mm-hmm.
all that. So I was like, I gotta go home, y'all, to my parents. And they were like, no, you have to stay. We have to take care of our baby. So I was just like sick there. And that was cool. And then came back and just hung out, been chilling. The rain, same, kind of get a little bit lazy, a little bit tired. I'm ready to wrap this year up in a motherfucking bow
Yes.
and give it the boot.
I'm going to have a sweater party. Are you guys going to come to
When?
my... I don't
Please,
know the
yeah.
date yet, but I'll send out an invitation soon.
In December?
Yeah. Probably like the
Okay.
first week of December is probably what I'm thinking.
Sounds fun.
That weekend of the first week of December.
I hate sweaters, but I'll come.
You have to
I'm
wear a
down.
sweater. If you don't wear a sweater, you're not coming.
Oh no.
I'm-
I hate sweaters, but I've gone to sweater parties or ugly sweater parties, but I just don't
We've
like
been to
sweaters.
one together, Tone, because we
Oh yeah.
would.
Oh yeah, I
You,
took you a couple years ago to my friends that I used to work with.
yeah, it was your coworkers, and
Yeah,
It doesn't have
they
to be
thought
a
we were dating.
sweater, an ugly sweater. It just has. I just want people to wear sweaters, if that's okay.
I know. Yeah, but just add to the list things I hate. I hate sweaters, by the way.
I got to add it on
They're
there.
not comfortable, and I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I do want to kind of unravel this sweater yarn, Tone, because like, what do you not like about them
It's
specifically?
too much of a commitment of an outfit. Like it's this heavy thing you put on. Doesn't have a hood, doesn't have a zipper. It's like wearing a hoodie that doesn't have a zipper and doesn't have a hood on it. It's just too much fabric. I just don't. I don't want to be committed to that much fabric.
I get it. I feel
think
like
that
I'm
has to do with a deeper issue that has nothing to do with the sweater.
commitment, right?
It
You
feels
feel
like
kind of
I can't be
suffocated by
myself.
this sweater, this
Yeah,
H&M sweater that you got.
like in a sweater, I can't be me. I'm just confined to this thing, and I can't be me. So
That's just
fuck
because that
sweater.
sweater's cheap.
No, it's not the price of the sweater. I just don't like
Oh, he
getting
can't
them.
There's some.
support.
There's some. He drives a Tesla. He's not poor.
It's his work
You
car, by
can
the way, but
you can get really nice sweaters that feel really comfortable and they're lightweight that don't feel very heavy.
I
Oh,
mean,
okay. The other reason I don't like sweaters, right? So obviously, if I get a sweater, I'm not buying a cheap sweater, right? But sweaters are specific for us in Texas. We can only wear it 3 months out of the year. So yeah, I get jackets, hoodies, all this type of stuff. But sweaters are specific to this time of year, and I don't
Mhm.
buy a lot of winter clothes. Period.
yeah, I don't either, honestly. And I get what you mean with sweaters when it's like, say you're at work and you're like trying to type on the computer or something. It just feels like the arm of the sweat, it just feels bulky and kind of like restrictive. I feel you. For once, I agree with you, Tone.
Thank
You know
you.
what they say?
Finally.
Hoes don't get cold.
That's for sure, though.
Shot fucking fired.
But before we jump off into what we're going to be talking about this episode, Antonio has a very exciting
Exciting.
statistic for our
This is
podcast.
Oh,
huge.
Please tell the
all
people,
right.
Antonio.
Please let them
So
know
yeah, let me pull
we're
up
on the
this email.
charts.
Let me get this email up. But real quick, I just want to say shout out to Sri Lanka. I think didn't Nicki Minaj shout out Sri Lanka in a song or something like
Yeah.
that? Yeah, so
Yep.
shout out Sri
Do
Lanka,
you know the
whatever song
lyric?
that was. No, absolutely not.
Tell us.
Oh,
I
it
can
was in the
hear.
Monster song, right? It was
Yeah.
I don't remember the lyric. I remember the song, her saying Sri Lanka and her
Pull up in
crazy
a
tone.
monster automobile gangster with a bad bitch that came from Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Okay,
I
Yes,
guess
that's right.
you know
I
what?
was hearing it in my head.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
real quick,
I had to
let
think
me
about
finish
it.
the podcast. I'll just remind you, our socials are let me finish _pod on all socials. But we got an email. I guess maybe there are people that they track how we do on certain podcasts. So apparently, according to this email, we're doing pretty well on the Apple Podcast rankings. But in particular, our podcast has been tracking pretty well in the last 30 days. We are number 34 in the category of leisure in Sri Lanka in particular. So, let me finish podcast is growing. We're slowly we're building. So Sri Lanka, next thing you know, the world. So
Where's your
And
podcast ranked in Sri Lanka? Not above
exactly.
us.
not above us unless
Yeah.
you're
Not
33
above us.
or 32 or
Number
31.
34.
Yeah. And listeners, before we started recording, Antonio started reading this email to Dom and myself. And when he said we're top 34 in leisure, me and Dom got so excited. Like, and then when he said pause and said in Sri Lanka, it was
I
just like
still got
comedy gold.
excited.
We still couldn't stop laughing, but yeah, it is still exciting, honestly. So,
Hey, you know
Well,
what?
that's
Any good news is good news. You know what I mean?
any good news is good news, especially
right?
we were nobodies, and now people know about us in Sri Lanka. You know what I'm
Our
talking about?
household name in Sri Lanka.
You know,
We can't even walk the streets in Sri Lanka.
You know what? Maybe if we ever do like a live podcast show, it's going to be in. We have to go to Sri Lanka now because we're
yeah,
popping.
we gotta
There.
get shirts made. Shout out to Sri Lanka. That's
Shout out to
that's
Sri
what it's gonna
Lanka.
say. And let's give a shout out to all the different countries that listen to our podcast. We got people in Ireland. We got some Canada folks. We got some folks in Africa. We got somebody in Iran, I believe, that was on the map.
Okay.
Crazy. We have people who tune in all over the world. So shout out to all of you. We love you.
We do love you. Thanks for listening.
So jumping into our topic this week, we're gonna talk about attraction. What are some things that we have a strong attraction to, and doesn't have to be in a sexual or intimate sense. Just anything in particular that we find attractive or things that we tend to gravitate towards. Who wants to kick things off?
Let me start. The reason I wanted to start off because this year has been interesting for me as far as like having people removed from my life, having people put at distances, and like kind of being intentional about people who I talk to. And I'm not talking about any intimate partners. I'm just talking about people in general, like friends or whatever, right? And this topic is really keen because the things that attract me to people are more prevalent now. So, for example, let's I'll start off with something. I hate small talk. So
Okay.
I hate small talk. Like, I'm not a fan of group chat, small talk about bullshit, whatever. So just to start off, one thing that attracts me to a person is just I like when I can have a conversation with someone, and surface level conversation is fine. You know, we all have it. That's half of life. But when you're able to connect with someone, and even if you don't agree on something, but like when you can have a good conversation with someone and it goes beyond the surface level, and you know, maybe you don't agree on something, but they're not like, fuck you, that's wrong. It's just like you can agree to something and see different points of views. Communication and just being able to have a good conversation with someone is something that attracts me to people in general, you know.
Yeah, I like when
Yeah,
people cut through the bullshit. I mean, but I can make small talk. Actually, I'm not. Small talk is hard. It really is when you
it
think about
is.
it, because you're just kind
I've
of
gotten terrible at it.
because it's just like you're kind of saying things at each other. It's like, "How are you? Good. How was your weekend? Good." Like, and you're just asking that question back and forth, like the same question back and forth to each other. That's
It's
what
Because
like a
small talk is.
the
surface
other
level.
person has to be good at it also for it to work.
Oh,
And
because when you have
there's a
that
lot of
person that can't
people.
communicate, mm,
Yeah, when you have people like me sometimes who can be socially awkward, small talk is terrifying to us sometimes. I've gotten
terrifying.
better at it. The older I get, the more comfortable I am with just randomly having conversations with people. But back in the day when I was growing up, I used to be really shy. So small talk was something that was just like terrible. Like, don't talk to me.
Because this thing is, it's not a natural thing. Like you being awkward and not good at small talk is actually like I feel like small talk is such a learned behavior, you know,
hmm
that like to be bad at it is like just to be, I think, human, and like to be good at it is to almost be a robot because it's like small talk is just robotic.
And you know
It,
what's
yeah.
crazy? They try to teach you in college about elevator speeches. There's no
Oh
way.
yeah,
There's no way I'm going to do that.
All right. So hold on
wait,
for real quick. So for someone who didn't spend like a lot of time in college, is that like
Mhm.
a course or like what? At what point in college did you was that taught?
Well, I my degree was interesting because I got a degree in information systems, so it was very IT heavy, but it was also business heavy as well. It was considered a business IT degree, and
Hmm.
one of the courses I had to take was like a business communication class, and they teach you how to communicate, um, and give speeches and give like talk about different topics. And it's more of like a public speaking type of course. And one of the things they wanted us to work on was our elevator speech. And the idea of an elevator speech is like if you're in an elevator speech with someone and it's a long elevator ride, what is that? What can you say about yourself in 30 seconds?
oh,
What is your elevator
elevator
speech?
pitch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard the same thing called an elevator pitch. Okay, got it,
yeah.
got it.
Okay. Yeah.
So
It-
the idea of like talking to anybody on the elevator is like terrifying to me. Like I don't want to talk on the elevator. Just get off on the floor. I'm supposed to get off. You get off on your floor. There's nothing we need to talk about.
They are
okay,
awkward
so
places.
what's the elevator speech? Are you pitching yourself? Or are you like, okay, so
Yeah, in a
let's all
business
go around.
sense, it's a business sense. It's like not physically on the elevator, but you have 30 seconds to introduce yourself. Like, what would you say in that 30 seconds? Is basically the gist of an elevator pitch or speech.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do elevator speeches right now.
I didn't take this class, so but I can try.
I mean, we'll just wing it. I'll start.
Oh, hold on. I got to
Um,
get the timer. You got
okay.
Oh, he's
how
like,
long do you want? 30 seconds? You want
I want 30 seconds because that's how long it's
okay.
supposed to be. And am I pitching somebody just like on who I am as a person, right?
Who you are as a person.
Okay, cool.
Introduce yourself to someone. You got 30 seconds. Let me know when you're
Okay,
ready.
ready.
Go.
I thought you were gonna do three, two, one. Ready.
Go.
Hey, my name is Greg. Seems we're stuck on this elevator. Guess what? I rapped in a pep rally when I was in high school and I won. Um, I'm diabetic. It's cool. Don't worry about it. But if I faint, like, just give me some candy. I'm cancer, so I'm very moody, needy, but loyal. I got your back for life.
Stop.
that was
That's
30
30
seconds. That was
seconds.
fast.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
I wish I
I
could
would
do
not
it
talk to
over.
you after that, Greg. I'll be like, all right, yeah, nah.
What the hell is this dude talking to me? So I don't want a 6-year-old woman. I got candy in my pocket, a purse or something. Like, what's going on? You want to go, Antonio? You want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay, let me know when you're ready.
All right. Give me 1 second. No, what I'm gonna say, I'm just freestyling this, so I'm ready.
Okay, go.
All right. Hey, my name's Antonio. Oh fuck, this is hard. I'm a very particular person.
No.
Oh, this is bad. This is actually terrible. I don't know how to do an elevator pitch. I don't know how to advertise myself.
Just start listing all the things you hate. That'll take longer than 30 seconds.
Yeah, plenty. I'll be on one
They'll
topic.
hit the emergency button so quick.
I
Yeah.
stopped it because we were at 20 seconds and you didn't say anything. Do you want to try again?
How about you go first, Dom? You go second.
I'll time myself. You guys want to see it just so I'm being fair? Or you trust me?
We trust you.
Okay.
We trust you.
Okay.
We don't think you're going to cheat.
Okay, here I go. Hello, my name is Dom. I'm a nerd from Tennessee who's also a country boy turned into a city boy. I'm a Pisces. That means I have trust issues. You can trust me with all your secrets. I'm a great friend. I'm a great cook. I like to call myself a comedian. I can also be very antisocial. I can be your worst enemy or your best friend. Get to know me.
Oh my God.
You practice
Dom.
30 seconds.
I would be like, I want to get stuck on this elevator with this dude. Was that memorized from college? Was
No,
that
I literally. First of all, I would not
really
say
rehearsed.
that. I wouldn't say that in a class, a business class. So,
wait, Antonio, did it look like he was kind of reading from the screen?
It felt too good. I don't know something about it. Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, I got to see you two fail, so I had to like, make something.
At least Greg finished. I didn't even finish. I gave up halfway through.
You want to try again, Antonio? Or you tap out.
No. Let me.
Get it.
Oh, okay. Let me put my clock up. Hold on.
Put your what up?
My clock. Grow up. Let me know when you're ready.
Let me stop laughing for a second. My cat's sitting in front of me. Give me 1 moment. Shout out to my cat that's on the pod with us today. All right. I am. All right, I'm ready.
Go.
Hi, my name's Antonio. I love physical activity. I like staying productive. I love having things to do to keep me goal-minded and accomplished. I'm really keen on my diet, working out, my social life, and I'm just very protective of myself and who I'm around. And I'm kind of a extroverted introvert where I like people, but I only like people so much. So I have to be very careful about who I'm around. So that's a little synopsis of myself.
That's 30 seconds.
That was good. That was better.
That's better than the first time.
I should have mentioned photography. Fuck, I did. But anyway, whatever.
Well, yeah, I can, getting back to the topic, we sidetracked a little bit, but yeah, I can see how having good conversation can be attractive to people.
Yeah, because those dead conversation sucks, and when you have to guide the entire conversation, or just when someone talks about stuff you don't care about, or just surface level things, it's like, because one of my things is I've noticed, I learned it probably a couple years ago that my level of friendship with someone, or my connection, even with family, it's not just friendship, family, it's affected by the level of communication I have. And I recently uncovered some issues I might have with my parents, which is a whole nother topic, but it revolves around communication and the ability to go beyond surface level things. So yeah, that's kind of my testimony.
I like it.
Me
so
too.
You like people that cut to the chase. You're attracted to realness in a sense.
Yeah, not the bullshit, just
cutting through the bullshit.
Cutting through it.
Because the bullshit. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I think I feel kind of similar in the sense that, like, whenever someone talks about another person, they say, "Oh, that person's too much." I tend to gravitate towards that person. Like, extra people, too much people, like,
that makes
out there
so
people.
much sense. I got you.
I just vibe with them, because when someone's so confident in their selves, in their skin, as to be extra or too much or something like that, I think that that is comforting to me because oftentimes, I'm pretty like malleable person in social settings. So like somebody that's just so absolutely like in quotes too much, it's like Jesus take the wheel. Let's ride. I'm ready
And
for
you
this person.
and you know, piggybacking off of that, that is what I was going to say next. Is one thing that I find myself gravitating towards and being more attracted to is people with confidence.
Hmm.
People who are confident in themselves and they know what they want. They know how to carry themselves. They know how to speak and not worry about what other people are saying. I love people who are confident, and I think that I surround myself with a bunch of people, including you two, who are just very confident in who you are, and you won't allow anybody to phase you. And that's why I keep a lot of people like that around me. I think a lot of my friends, like I said, are very confident people, and I think a lot of the people that I date are always very confident people for the most part, especially me being kind of shy sometimes and me taking some time to warm up to people. I think that's another reason why. Sorry, I had the burp. Why I gravitate and I'm more attracted to people who are just very confident.
Okay, so yeah, we kind of all have similar, maybe different facets of the same thing in the sense
Hmm.
of like we like people that are like in their skin, confident, that are almost not waiting for other people to like make the first move, that are kind of like bold and like
Hmm.
maybe like live life like from appearances.
I'd almost say I'd use the term authentic.
Yes.
To
Mhm.
me, like, I guess it kind of ties in with confidence because to me, like, someone who's authentic, meaning like this is who this person is. You can tell that they're not putting on a facade or, you know, like when you meet them, it's like, okay, I don't have to like see this person and think, okay, well, who's this person really outside of the situation? So I would say someone who's authentic is generally people that I'm attracted to because I meet so many people in life and you can tell when someone's like playing a character. And I'll give one example. I used to be in this group chat with like some straight friends,
Hmm.
and one of these people, like I've known them for years, and they're nice people. But one of the guys, he's on Twitter a lot, and I'm on Twitter a lot, but I view Twitter from a distance. Like I see it, I observe it, but I don't interact with it, right? And when he would talk in the group chat, I could tell like he talked like a person on Twitter because every time he texts or he would send a link or just text in general, he texted just like people on Twitter. And I'm like, well, who's a real person? Because you're just kind of like you've adapted this form of
This
communication from this.
voice, yeah, I
Yeah.
know what you mean.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I've got the ability I can see shit like that now when someone's like,
Hmm.
you're saying something you're supposed to say, you're whatever." But I like
it,
authenticity.
it's like that type of humor that's like, so that happens, that kind of humor.
Yeah.
you know, something that attracts me or something that I'm attracted to, people who know how
What?
to cook.
Oh, that's so
People who know how to throw
sexy.
down in the kitchen. Like
Antonio just left the chat.
but man, just like I'm people who know how to cook. First of all, I'm jealous. I mean, I feel like I can cook, but people who really know how to cook, that's so attractive to me. Like I gravitate towards that.
So sexy. And
Mhm.
honestly, it's like it's a must, honestly, because I ain't cooking, like that. So just when someone is a good cook and they just cook, it comes naturally. They're not
Hmm.
like, I'm gonna, get out a recipe and try where it's just kind of like natural, where they get a bunch of ingredients and just make something.
Yeah.
So hot,
Yeah,
and I will
because
always, and I'm on record, I will always wash dishes. I will always clean up the kitchen. You can leave it a mess. You know what I'm saying?
fair.
Like,
That's fair.
I'll do the dishes, but I'm going to eat. I'm going to eat
'Cause
half of it.
As long as people aren't like arrogant about it. Like I don't like
Be
people who
arrogant.
people I don't like people bragging about, oh, I can cook this and this. And I saw this thing on Twitter. No, not Twitter, on TikTok. This guy was like, people who know how to make Alfredo sauce will never let you not know they know how to make Alfredo sauce.
That's funny.
Like, there's just something that they're so proud of. But I'm talking about people who can just walk into a kitchen and say, what do I got in my refrigerator? And make a complete meal out of something they weren't planning to make. Like, that to me is attractive.
So you want a chef, basically.
I've had a chef, and
Hey,
it was a great experience.
Oh, so that's why you dated a chef. You
I
dated a
dated
chef.
a chef, and the only con was, they were a chef, so they worked late at night, and so we
Yeah,
didn't
that's
get to
schedule.
spend those evenings with each other for the most part. But
Yeah,
also, my current boyfriend, Memphis, can throw down in the kitchen. Like, he can go in the kitchen, pull out some stuff, and do a really good job and make dinner, and that's just something that I'm attracted to.
his wings are fire, like
Yeah.
fire. Yeah.
yeah, they were.
And I'm over here making recipes off TikTok.
You
No, but
I mean, that's
something
not
Tones.
good.
bad. It depends on
It's
I've
not
done that. It
bad.
depends on what the recipe is. What's the recipe?
No, so I mean, like usually when I have a lot of fitness stuff in my algorithm, and
Hmm.
sometimes you get like these fitness chefs where they're making simple meals because I think I've said this before. My rule is I ain't spending more than 30 minutes cooking it. That's my max time frame. So there's a lot of people on TikTok, these chefs who they're like high protein, low carb, low fat meals, and there's something unique. They're not like regular. Here's a burger. It's just like it's something unique and specific. Like one time, I think I sent Greg the recipe. It was like this.
It was like tortilla with sprinkled cheese and then pepperoni
It
and
was a
then
pizza, yeah, but it used
yeah, yeah.
tortillas. It was kind of fire. It was basically a pizza, but made with tortillas. But it was again high protein, low
There's a
carb.
Lunchable.
I mean, it looked yummy, and it was like 50 grams of protein or something. But yeah, it was
Listen,
lunchable.
it's like an adult lunch.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was just one example. Like I did a Chipotle chicken, just stuff like it. It's not complicated, but it's just stuff. So yeah, but I don't cook for people because I cook like we talked about it. I eat for survival. I cook if I meal prep, it's like basic, simple protein, vegetable base. It ain't fancy. I'm not gonna spend 2 hours in the kitchen. I'm not doing it. So, but yeah, so cooking is attractive. I will say that as well.
Can I ask you a question? Just because I'm
Sure.
curious, or both of you, are
Yeah.
y'all attracted to people who are fitness minded? People
I was
who
actually
pay attention about their fitness in their body?
I was gonna mention that, and I want to overstep you, Greg, but I was gonna say that later on that I would say physically active. I'm not saying because for people who know me on this podcast, not even talking about guys I'm into, just in general speaking, you don't have to be 6-pack and whatever. It's just some form of physical activity because that's just
Hmm.
something I generally like, just period. So yeah,
I feel like it's not a hard and fast rule. I'm not like holding people to any type of standard. It's more, yeah, physical activity, and also like I think that fitness is more just like for your like mental,
Hmm.
it's for like your energy, it's not about to me like a six pack. So I'm never gonna hold anybody to some bullshit fitness standard that I'm not even holding to myself. But like it's like if you're sad, go for a walk. You know what I'm saying? Like I've talked to people and they're like kind of down in the dumps, and I'm like, just go,
just go
run 3
outside.
miles. Like that's the only thing.
I guess for me, that's not something that's like super important to me. I don't
We
I
were
don't
called.
find that attractive or not attractive either or. I just like people who want to take care of themselves, you know. But you know,
Yeah, but and then taking care of yourself is like again, I'm not gonna hold somebody the standard of like the amount I work out or the
hmm
Same,
least amount.
same.
I hope somebody doesn't hold me to that standard if they work out a lot, because we're
yeah,
all kind of different. So I'm not gonna be like, I just worked out. Are you gonna work out today? No.
No, because even in yeah, my friends, I don't expect anybody to keep the same level of physical accountability because that's just a me thing for myself. But
hmm
I just generally because again, I remember on one of the previous episodes, you were asking me about hiking, Dom. You were like, you like
hmm
hiking? And you were like, oh, I hate hiking and whatever, right?
yeah.
And like, I don't, it's too high. I don't know. And Greg said walk
I
up a
still
hill, but
stand by my dislike for hikes.
you just you just don't get it. But
You really don't.
but just
You don't get it.
because example, even this Saturday, I'm gonna go biking with my friend Chris after the gym. We're gonna work on the morning like I normally do, but we're gonna go biking because I haven't done that in a while because I've been busy. But just generally being active is always it's something that attracts me because I've been around people who are just very the word is sedative. They just don't move. Like I have to move. So that's
Mhm.
generally what gets me around people who just want to do things. And I might be doing yoga Saturday too, by the way, too. So
Jeez,
There you go.
it's an active weekend for you.
I know, right?
I'm always active.
Remember when we took that class with Ireland and Dallas, where
Oh, I missed
it
that.
was
I
like
wish we could have came.
stationary, like stand up bikes.
Dude,
It was like a spin
yeah.
class,
It was
right?
called Rise. Yeah,
That
It
thing
was
messed
called
up my
Rise.
back so bad. I can't do that anymore. It messed up my back.
Is it just to get a fat butt? I
I
feel like
don't
that's
really.
because that's like the only thing. That's like the main thing it works out, right? You're like saying it's like a row. You're like rowing with your feet basically, but you're like upright, and it like works out your glutes. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I like trying that, but my back was like, it killed my back. I can never do that again.
Yeah,
But it was
that
fun to
sounds
be around.
intense.
My ass was tooted though.
Oh my
There was nobody cute in that class. There was nobody cute in that class.
God.
But if you looked around, they all had nice asses, guys and girls.
So, what other attractions do we have out there?
I mean, it goes without saying, really. This is the most basic thing in the world, but
What?
sense of humor.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
I was kind of waiting on you to say that.
yeah, it's like you got to be funny, and like the thing is, there's so many different types of funny. There's so many different types of like silly.
Mhm.
So like funny to me is not like the like class clown.
Yeah,
People can be like intentionally funny, and then they can be unintentionally funny. And like the funniest person has the combination of both. That's my theory, right? Somebody
I agree.
that you can laugh at and laugh with. That's why you guys are my friends.
I would agree. Just I don't find myself very funny, but I like to surround myself around people who are funny. Um, I don't think I would necessarily like date somebody that's like super goofy all the time. I think that would get on my damn nerves. Um, but other than that, like my friends and like family, people that I surround myself with, like they are funny people who like to have a good time.
Memphis is pretty goofy, I would say.
He's not that goofy. Like,
I don't think he's goofy.
yeah.
He has funny
Well,
moments.
when he gets going, yes, I see what you're saying.
I wouldn't apply the word goofy to him, but he's a good time.
He's pretty goofy. He's one of those people that's intentionally funny and unintentionally funny.
I like the unintentionally funny people, but when you mention the goofy people, I think it's fun to be with someone who's fun, but I think the only thing is they have to know when to turn it off. It's when
Yeah,
someone doesn't know when to like, okay, this it's cool, but like shut the fuck up.
When
right.
That's
someone's
when
always on and always making bits and jokes and games,
yeah.
it's just like, come on, let's be real.
Yeah, like you don't have to be that 24/7. Like it's chill out for a second.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
One thing I'm attracted to is people who know how to dress. Like
Interesting.
seeing someone
Yeah.
who knows how to put an outfit together and like to take care of themselves, like that to me is attractive. Like, I like complimenting my friends, like you look really good today. Like you really like put something together. You look good, you know?
No, I hear you. And this is like hitting me kind of hard because I've just not been feeling like when you say like friends and
Hmm.
complimenting them, I'm like, he's not thinking about me.
That is not true. That is not true. I've given you plenty of compliments on your outfits.
Oh.
I'll
No,
always be
I
like,
think
Greg, I really like those shoes, or I like that shirt that you have on today. You'd be like, thank you, I just got it. Like when you bought those shoes and you couldn't wait to show us these shoes that you bought. We definitely gave you compliments on them.
thank you. Y'all lift me up.
The dressing in attire doesn't affect me as much because I wear like 90%. I guess it's called athleisure, where it's like
Hmm.
close to athletic stuff. So I think as long as your clothes. Okay, there was one time, and I know we're not talking this whole thing about what we're talking about is not about dating. It's just people in general. But I
Yeah.
remember this one time years ago. I will say this guy who. He was a cute little guy. I hung out with a couple times, and I invited him out with some friends to meet up at a bar or whatever.
Hmm.
And he showed up in a bowling shirt, and I was like,
I mean, maybe it was vintage.
Was it
No,
vintage? Yeah. Was it ironic?
Say what?
He thrifted
Was it
it.
ironic?
Was it what again?
Was it like thrifty, like ironic,
No.
like
It was just a generic bowling shirt off the rack, and just these. And again, I'm not even a fashion guy, but I'm like a bowling shirt, and this is the first time meeting friends because you don't bring people around unless you
Like,
kind
were
of
you
Yeah.
like, all
embarrassed?
right,
Were you embarrassed?
ooh,
I will say something about like bringing your whoever you're talking to around your friends. Like more than anything, it's almost like, what are you wearing? You know what I'm
Really?
saying?
a little
I,
bit,
I'd rather than be rude to my friends and have a nice outfit than
it looked like
like vice
shit,
versa.
And again,
What?
I'm
At
not
least you were
even.
cute and rude as hell,
Yeah, at
rather
least you
than
look
ugly.
cute when you're
Yeah,
being a bitch to
at
everybody.
least you look good doing it. You know what I mean? But again, I'm not even like a hot. Again, like I said, I wear athleisure. He could have just wore jeans and a t-shirt; it would have been fine. But that bowling shirt was just like you chose that shirt. Like, ugh. So maybe I guess the attire does matter. But again, my standards are lower. It's just don't wear a bowling shirt. That's all. You just can't
Did
show
you
me.
stop talking to him
Yeah.
because?
Because of that.
Wow.
And
Also,
that I
he
get
did
it.
something else weird that night too. So yeah, it was like he got drunk and hit on one of my straight friends. I was like, no, no, it was weird.
Oh
So
Okay. We
wow.
add
yeah.
bowling shirts to the
Wow.
list of bowling shirts and sweaters, according to Antonio. We'll
Unless we're
add that.
going bowling, even my
Unless we're going
friends,
bowling or it's a sweater party.
or it's a
People who
bowling shirt
bowl don't
party
even
situation.
wear bowling shirts, so
They really
They
don't.
they don't. But like even if y'all show up in a bowling shirt, I'm looking at you a little strange. I'm like, are you okay? Like did your closet burn? Like what happened?
Listen, it's all like how you rock it. So
yes.
somebody could have worn that shit out of that and that wasn't the guy. You know, maybe it didn't fit him right, or maybe he didn't have the swag to carry it off. But I will say, like to that point, like I like when somebody dresses good, looks good.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm kind of turned off sometimes when someone is very fashion forward. You know
If
what I'm
it's too much,
saying?
too
To the
much.
point of like, okay, we're not like walking fresh off the runway here, hun.
Oh, like a
We
label
are
whore type of situation.
not even a label whore, but just like
Too much.
if they dress like maybe an NBA player walking into the locker room for the game,
Walking through the
right? Like,
tunnel. Yeah.
yeah, I feel
If it
like
looks
yeah.
good.
Go ahead. No.
No, if it looks like they took a lot of time to get the outfit together, like it looks like if I look in your closet, I want to see nice stuff, but like if you have like, okay, I will say this. So at Dom at the kickback you kind of had, it was a couple weeks ago.
Hmm.
It was a guy that showed up late, super nice guy, but
Yeah,
he
he
looked
had a,
like
a
he looked like
suit.
he was dressed coming from an event, and maybe he was.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if he was, but
Yeah, he
he
was.
was
He was
very
coming
much
from an event. Yeah.
okay. So nothing wrong with that. But let's say if someone dressed like your friend who had like his nice shoes on, it was nice clothing, but it was a lot. And his
Hmm.
chest was out. It looked good, but if someone dressed like that on a normal basis, where it just seemed like, and I think some people do that. Some people do like dress up on a normal shit, and that would be like this is a lot. Because to me, I would think maybe you're extra if you do that outside of nice events where it's called for. So
Yeah.
I can see what Greg's talking about, where someone just overdoes it with the outfits. Because I'm thinking at that point, you might be extra as a person, and like I can't handle all of that.
Are
Yeah,
they
I
extra, or do you need to step up your game?
maybe.
My game is fine. My game
You
is
just said
fine.
you said you wear Lululemon everywhere.
But it looks good though. It matches and it looks good and it fits.
Okay,
You're wearing
that's fair.
Skims for men. The thing about fashion is you want to stand out, not stick out.
Right. That's good. I like that.
That's yeah.
Put that on the shirt.
Never thought about that.
I
Stand
just
out,
made
not
that up.
stick
Nice.
out.
Um, something else that I find attractive: accents.
They can be
Really?
fun. They can
I
be
I,
fun.
I love accents. I love a good
I
accent.
think yeah, but I'm not drawn to accents, I don't think. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. I
Because
can
it's
overlook some stuff if you gotta.
No,
but that's the
no,
rub, Dom, is you
no.
can the thing is you can like meet somebody with an accent and think they're the most charming, cool person in the world,
Hmm.
and it takes you longer to realize that person sucks,
Because it sounds good.
because it just sounds so good. It sounds like butter, so you're
I
just kind
know.
of like accepting it and you're laughing, because it just coming in out of that accent, it sounds like everything sounds profound and like wise and like witty. I mean, but we're talking
Yeah.
about like accents in general. Like, what specific accent?
There's a few of them that I find that are kind of like attractive. Like, I think people with like very heavy like Boston accents are are nice, and like an Australian, British accent, of course. Um, Maybe someone who's like from Ireland or something. I like their accents. Even like Hispanic sometimes, like the way that they talk sometimes can be like it's very attractive to me sometimes. I just love accents.
Listeners, when he was talking about Hispanic people talking, he started kind of like bobbing his head back and forth and like moving his shoulders a
Yeah.
little bit.
I gotta stop you though. Hold on for a second.
Because I said
First of
Boston.
all, the first Boston. That is
Yeah, why is
the
it the
I
first
don't
thing?
know. It's just kind of like I don't know. It's
no,
kind of like masculine in a sense.
no.
Like
Boston and
they
Baltimore
always
have
sound like they're
the
ready to
worst.
fight. You know?
Boston and Baltimore have the worst U.S. accents. Boston and Baltimore. Number two. So when you say Hispanic, to me in particular, the
Hmm.
Colombian accent is
Hmm.
like, to me that is not Hispanic. Whatever, maybe it's Hispanic, but they have a certain way of talking that's just like it's just I'm engaged. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like Colombian accent. It's like it's engaging.
Yeah, definitely Hispanic accents. I mean, I think like Southern accents are even kind of
Oh
sexy.
yeah, we love a
Yeah,
country
Country, yeah, I think that's
type accent.
sexy.
but you can't be too country though. It's too much. It's like I can't do it.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
too
but
much. But I love a
besides
British accent.
a
British
British
accent is
accent
like
is, I think that's the standard of accents of like, ooh, you're exotic, you're different, you know,
right.
like you're interesting. Tell me your story.
The quick side note though, have any of you guys ever listened to UK rap?
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
can't. I can't do it.
I can't do it either. They sound too nice.
Yes,
too
they sound like
nice.
they be
Yeah,
talking about
too
ops and
friendly.
fucking. They be talking about ops and fucking somebody's bitch, but it's like so polite. It's like I no, it doesn't sound right. It's like it's weird. I can't. I've tried. I can't.
I mean, and also the beats. Talk about the beat being on the 3 and the 5. Like, I feel like UK rap is always like I can't get down to the beat ever,
I can't.
right?
Yeah, I can't vibe to
It's
it. Like
awkward.
I can't catch the rhythm of it. You know.
Yeah.
What other attractions that we have out there, or you have?
Honestly, I like people that are like kind of cool with their family. I think that's
Oh,
sexy to
okay.
me. If
Yeah,
you're talking to somebody that's like really close to their mom, really close to their dad, you know, like or like really close to their siblings, I don't know. I think that's sexy because
that
it,
makes
it
so much
makes them
sense.
see it makes it seem like they're a good person. I don't know.
I agree.
Wow. I'm probably showing up on a bad person list then.
And it's
I
even
Not that
more
I'm not.
attractive
mean, I
when
didn't
they
say
get
that I
a.
was like that, but
It's even more attractive when those people get along with your family. Like
never
if you
had that.
come
Yeah.
when
Wouldn't know
you
about that.
introduce people to your family, or even your friends have met your family. I'm sure even when they have a good relationship, or that it's like you know that's attractive. Yeah.
That's a
No,
sore
I know
spot for me
exactly what
too.
you're talking about. It is cool when you got that friend that's like knows your mom's birthday and is like
Yeah.
wishing her happy birthday. I think that yeah. I'm kind of good with families. I would say I'm like kind of good around people's friends. I'm kind of good around people's families. I won't wear a bowling shirt, but I'm not the type that like goes into like a person's like friend group and just like all of a sudden like owns the group and charms them. You know, like I'm pretty like I'll get a couple jokes out and they'll leave being like he's all right, but like I
Hmm.
don't think that I like I'm the type that just like wins people over when it comes to other people's families or other people's friends.
You know what I find kind of attractive when people are mysterious and people don't know much about that particular person. Like, it's somebody who doesn't put their business out there, and they're not the center of attention. They are just like cool, you know? I like
Yeah,
that.
I
I
guess I wouldn't
mean,
use the word mysterious with that. I would just use someone who's not so, like you said, what you mentioned later is that someone who doesn't put all the information out there, which
Yeah.
so I would say as an example, like if let's say if I was getting to know somebody, friend or whatever, if somebody posts too much on social media, like they post everything, like just
Yes.
every random thing and the shit that nobody cares about, that generally as a person, I'm just like, okay, that person's seeking validation. So it kind of goes back to confidence in a sense. Like if you're posting that much about yourself, you're trying to get likes, you're trying to get attention, you're probably not confident. And that is a sign of like something's off with that person. And yeah. So
and it's
that's
crazy because I don't know anybody in my like friend circle who isn't like that. I
Who
don't
isn't like
know
what?
who does post a lot or put their business out there. I think I surround myself with people who don't post often at all, who post every once in a while, or don't try to be the center of attention. Like I don't think I have anybody around me that I could put in that box.
Yeah, I mean, it's well documented that we don't social media enough,
Right.
but none of us are. I mean, for the most part, none of us are like just and not casting a judgment on that. But we don't take a lot of pictures of our food. You know what I'm saying? We don't take a lot of pictures of us. Working out.
Right. And
I
No,
used to.
nothing,
I used
I know.
to.
nothing
That's why I
against
looked
those
at you
people,
and I was like, "Do you?"
but
So back in the day, I used to post a couple of selfies, and it was just repetitive and lame. So,
but were you
Probably
posting like all the time back then?
no, I never posted all the time, but obviously, like now, I post on my photography page here and there, and my personal page, I'll get a post. I get something off every now and then, but probably back then, a couple of years ago, it wasn't daily, weekly, but I would say probably on a monthly basis, you can get a couple gem
Mm.
stories real quick. You kind of feeling nice, your arms look a little pumped. Get something off real quick, get some DMs going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anything's wrong with that.
I
No, it's
really
not.
don't.
Like I
I
said,
really don't.
it's just the people who post all the time. It just shows that you might need a lot of attention, and that's what as a person, I'm just not attracted to people who require so much attention because that
What?
feels like work.
So have y'all seen and this is just a purely like hypothetical question, but like when like have you ever posted a picture and then taken off where people could see how many likes the person like how many likes your picture had?
I didn't know that was a thing until here
Yeah.
recently on Instagram.
Well, they only made it a thing in the last year or so, but actually, I opted into that and I turned it off to where even I can't see how many likes I have on stuff because what it was is when I saw it, I'm like, you know what? I just want to post stuff and I don't want to have that feeling of, okay, well, 20 people like it, 30 to 50 or 100. I just want to be like, if I post something because I thought that was cool and it was
Right.
a good photo and that's it. So I took it for myself to not have that validation. But
I
yeah,
think I want to do that too. I need to figure out how to do that because it can be kind of like mind boggling sometimes. But like, man, I only got 30 people like my picture.
yeah.
Like,
And that
does
last
that
photo
mean
got like
I'm not
80.
interested or like people don't like
Yeah.
Yeah.
me or something? Yeah.
And honestly, that's why we don't post on main anymore. We just post stories all the time because the whole like this picture is on my grid and how many people liked it is always going to be there on my grid,
In a
Yeah,
story,
I
they can post
noticed
it,
that.
but they don't have to like it.
Yeah, I noticed that a while back on Instagram is where I saw it. Where people, I don't post on Facebook, so that was the main place I saw that you could turn on like the number of likes and stuff.
Yeah. I want to say something else I do like
Hmm.
attachment to people. I tend to be drawn to people who have some interest in sports of somewhat. And like I said, it's just a very light thing. It's not big, but I'm not saying you have to be like a huge sports fan or
Hmm.
go to games, but I don't know, someone who's and I guess maybe it almost feels like this kind of fits into the physical activity thing, but just someone
Yeah.
who's into some type of sport. I'd almost want to say sports and people who have hobbies. I, in my lifetime, have met a lot of people who they have a job, they do that job, they clock out, and that is it. And those people end up being very needy, in my opinion. They're always like, all right, my job is done. I have nothing else. Hey, we should hang out. I need to do this. I find people who generally have some type of hobbies outside of their job, they do anything outside of work. They're just better people because at least you have interests and hobbies and you're not depending your life on other people. So people who have hobbies, and maybe sports one hobby, but people who have hobbies, I guess. I kind of switched mid subject mentioning it. So
Yeah, no, I would agree.
Yeah, me too.
Just something going. I mean, they don't gotta love sports. I like sports, but
Just something.
Yeah, just maybe like a general knowledge of sports. Or, yeah, and something that makes them passionate, right?
Yeah,
Something that makes them tick. And shit, it could be TV. I don't care. You know, just like something
Something.
that
Yeah.
like gets them their juices flowing.
mm,
Because
Uh,
life
I
is
know. I get what you're saying about the neediness thing too. If they ain't got nothing going,
yeah,
yeah,
then it's you're
and
their
you're
entertainment.
their everything, yeah. But that's just been my experience with people in general. It's like when you don't have hobbies, you end up you try to rely on people too much, like your friends or whatever. And it's like,
hmm
no, you can there's so much in life to do. There's so many fucking things. And it's like you can't find one thing to do
literally,
outside of your job. Like
yeah,
that's just like I said, that's anybody, just people. Just everybody should have a hobby in general, like just something. I'm not saying you have to do what I did and spend hours doing it, be up late at night and shit like that, but just have something that you like, that fulfills you, that makes you happy. Because at the end of the day, our happiness is dependent upon ourselves,
hmm
and I look at that as a form of uh, self-reliance, emotional intelligence. Like have the intelligence to be like, I need something to fulfill my needs outside of my job, because jobs, we talked about it before, job is not fulfilling. Job is just something we do for income, and most
yeah,
people don't work their passion. So have some shit that you like.
You
yeah.
right. I need a
Something
hobby
that doesn't
though.
always have to involve, me or your partner or something.
Yeah,
Like I dated someone a while back who had like season tickets to this basketball team, and always was like, "Go with me, go with me. We have to go. We have to go to the game." And it's like, after like the fifth or fourth game, it's like, okay, I'm just not into this anymore. You can do this on your own. Take somebody else with you. I don't need to go. I'll stay at home.
Yeah.
That's your thing. But
they could
yeah,
have called
I
me.
get it. One thing interesting that I'm attracted to like cleanliness. Someone who knows how to clean. I
But
don't
like
like I don't like a messy situation.
but like you said, you mean cleanliness just on themselves and their body, like
Yeah,
cleanliness,
on
or like
themselves, on their
around them,
home, their
their home.
space. Like I don't like a messy environment. Like that makes my head just like go crazy sometimes. Like if I just see something laying out, or I see like a bunch of dishes like they've been there for days, or I just I don't like it. Gives me
Yeah,
it's one of my icks. But
the
somebody who's
temperature.
clean and like
Yeah,
is tidy and takes up, they smell nice and everything just looks neat and good. That's attracted to me.
it makes me think about that time we went to swimming class and you had to get the goggles out of my car, and I told you not to look at my passenger seat, and you looked at my passenger seat, and it was messy.
I didn't
It's like,
comment or say anything. He brought it up. He told me not. He was like, "Don't before you go in there, don't judge me on how messy my car is." I wasn't even gonna say anything about it. He just like he shaded himself.
But you thought it.
you thought it.
I mean, yeah, I thought it,
Well,
but
there's an important clarification. Clutter, clutter is not the same as being dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like
it depends on
I'm
the
okay.
clutter.
If somebody's car is like cluttered and there's shit in there, that's fine. But if there's a smell,
Okay,
because
yeah, I see.
Oh
you can
my
be
gosh,
cluttered, you can be
Yeah,
cluttered and still be clean.
I am smell sensitive.
no,
I
yeah.
will
Like I can move
never.
that shit to the back seat, but if there's like food smells or whatever, that's different. But
Oh
yeah, I
my
can
god.
move this stuff to the back seat, which I
When I
did the other
tell
day.
you guys, I went on a date with a guy one time, like years ago, here in Dallas, actually. He invited me over. He was like, "Come to my place. Well, we're gonna go get dinner and stuff, and then come back and hang out." And I was like, "Okay, cool." Get to his place, nice place. Go inside. It was the dirtiest apartment I've ever been in my entire life, and there was just like old food all over the kitchen, and then he had a cat that was just like running around all over the place. It just did not smell the best at all,
Uh-uh.
and I was just kind of like, I need to get the fuck out of here as soon as
Antonio pulls up
possible.
his cat.
But it was like the worst. He was a pothead. He had like bongs and like weed residue and stuff all over the place. and he came out. He was like, "Oh, are you ready to go? Eat?" And he was wearing like a dirty t-shirt and some gym shorts and some flip-flops. Literally what he wore. And we went to this restaurant, and I was so embarrassed to be there because
Uh-uh.
it was like man, like you don't even take care of yourself in on a date to like be presentable. So after that, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home. I'm not gonna chill. It's okay. Thank you for you know.
Memphis, do better.
Oh, oh, oh.
Um,
First of all,
I'm just kidding.
first
I'm
of
just
we,
all,
we,
kidding. I'm
we
just
know that
kidding.
was in Memphis.
I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Don't try to play my man like that. It was one of your people.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. But I have a theory that like there's a higher percentage of like hoarders
Oh my
in the
gosh.
gay community
Really?
than in the regular population.
I've never
There's
experienced it until
I've
leaving, so I
many a
don't know.
time I've gone to a dude's house and there's just like you have to step over stuff. There's not a
That
clear
is
path, you
I
know. There's a
haven't experienced
couch
that
in
a
the
lot.
hallway. Yeah, and I could actually top your story about going over someone's house and their house
please.
being nasty.
Let's go.
Okay, so I get there, dude. Everything's been like super normal up to this point. I get there and it's like just boxes everywhere, like couch is not where it's supposed to be, like climbing over stuff, like clear walkway, not a clear walkway even to the bed, right? And but we sit and talk for a little bit, and at one point there's just like, okay, so this is a new apartment. This is a brand new
Mhm.
apartment. And you know how apartments are that are like yours, Dom. You don't get like bugs, right? You don't get cockroaches.
Shouldn't.
Right.
You shouldn't, right? So this looks like a brand new apartment, and so then this like multiple cockroaches like ran underneath like a fast food bag, and
I
Multiple,
can't.
he gets a
multiple.
like yeah he gets this raid and he starts just spraying it over there, and he was like, yeah, I've been having some cockroaches problems. Meanwhile, I live in an apartment that's just like probably the same amount of new as his, and I'm like, we don't get cockroaches. How the fuck did you get cockroaches?
Yeah.
And
You brought him in.
then
Yeah.
and then it was just like the bed was just kind of like caked, like it was
Cakes
just
with
that's how I
what?
describe it. Caked. I don't
Like
know,
with
just
dirt or like?
like body.
Pre-
I don't know.
previous
Oh my
previous
Yeah, I
sessions.
think
gosh.
previous.
So
Um,
so
My
how
skin
long
is
did you stay there?
crawling.
how long did I date him?
No, like
How
Well,
how
long
long
did
were
you
you
stay
there?
there?
That yeah, in that moment.
um,
That
I stayed long enough to
Greg,
get my.
I don't know, Greg. No, Greg.
But
Please do
anyway, so
better going
after,
forward.
but he had told me oh, I need to clean up, and
You
then
think?
yeah, and so then, but then like the next day we're talking, and I'm like, so did you clean your apartment like you said you were going to?
No.
And he was like, why? What do you mean by that? And I was like, well, you said you were going to clean your apartment. And he was like, why would you say that? And I was like, your apartment was disgusting. Like I basically got like pushed into a corner, and he was like, you don't know, like my mom was a hoarder, and like I don't know. He said it was like family trauma, so I felt bad.
So that's
No,
actually worse
that
because
ain't
he's
family.
aware
That
of
ain't
it.
family trauma. You clean up your damn
Nah,
house.
it's worse because it's like saying, yeah, I know I'm dirty, but it is what it is. Like, no, you're just dirty, motherfucker. Like, clean
Having
it.
a
Yeah.
dirty house is no form of trauma. That
Yeah,
prove me wrong.
because
So I mean, I hosted after that, so
you
we
still
were
kept
cool.
talking to
First
him.
of all, he wouldn't come in my house.
You're not. Yeah,
You're
you're
not
not bringing
bringing
your
no
little friend
bed
over here.
bugs. You're not bringing no roaches. You're not bringing none of that
Yeah.
in my
He kept his
house.
body clean.
No, but roaches be traveling and
How
stuff.
you
So he
keep your
could have brought a
body
bag
clean,
over.
but not the bed that you sleep on?
You said the bed was crunchy.
Oh my god, what did that bathroom look like?
I
I
The
forgot
can't.
about
bathroom.
I
that
can
part.
only imagine.
It's on the edges of my memory, and I think that I've literally blacked it out. Like I just remember there was some horror. There was something that was like horrifying, and it was like the final straw. It was like the nail in the coffin, where I was like, hell no. But I forget what it was, and I think it was that disgusting.
I
I
was an
mean, we
RA in college, so I've seen some disgusting dorm rooms, but those are college students, so it's kind of expected for them to be pigs. But a
adults.
grown ass man, or woman.
Yeah.
I mean, he was pretty young.
Still, I guess I got one quick story. Mine isn't that bad, and this was with a hookup, basically.
But a hooker.
Same thing, Greg. It was like a newer apartment up near the Costco up north. You know, you're thinking, okay, nice new apartment, pretty, you know, maybe built the last couple of years, whatever, no big deal. And I walk in, and there's just piles of like clothing and things all over the place, and I'm thinking, this is odd. You know, there's not furniture, just piles of stuff. So I'm like, well, the smell, I don't smell anything, so I guess I'll go through with it. And then we go to the bedroom to do whatever, and there's piles in the bedroom. And on one of the piles, there's a cell phone, and the cell phone just happens to be positioned perfectly to record. And so we're getting ready to start doing stuff, and I see the phone, and I'm like, yo, we're not doing that. He's like, oh, no, the phone's not even on. But it was literally propped up perfectly on this pile of clothes. And when I say a pile of clothes, the pile was probably higher than me. I'm 5'10", 5'11", so it was like a 6-foot pile of clothes or whatever.
Nuh-uh.
And just a cell phone sitting perfectly, like it's almost like he built a shelf of on the clothes for the phone to sit and try to record our session. I'm like, we're not doing this, and I end up leaving because I'm like, one, it's messy, it's weird, and now you're trying
That's
to record me.
wild.
Like, I just got out of there. I'm like, we can't do this.
That is
Crazy.
wild.
Yeah, and I
Crazy.
didn't
Like,
stay long enough. I'm sure there would have been bugs and roaches, but I didn't stay long enough. I got the fuck out of there. So, yeah. So the whole point is cleanliness. That is important. And I get like what Greg said earlier. Like there's one thing about being dirty and just a little messy, because I can be messy at times, but once I'm in the mood, I'm like, okay, I got to get this shit figured out. I will clean some. Like last night, I did a deep cleaning 2 days ago because my place was a little messy. But yeah, there's a difference, and
Yeah.
dirty and clean.
no, I don't think what. So okay, we talked about things we liked, and we talked about things that we don't like. What's something that you maybe thought that you liked, but maybe through time you've realized that maybe that's not like an attraction, you know?
Probably for me, like music isn't as important.
Yeah.
Like we can have different. I used to like people who like the same type of music I like, or like the same type of movies or and stuff that I like. But I've been in situations to where I'm around people who don't listen to the same type of music, or I don't listen to the same type of music as they do, and we still have like a good time. So yeah, I would say maybe like entertainment, like so music and movies don't have to be so aligned.
No, that's a good answer. I think mine would be like their level of like partying and socializing, you know? I think that
Oh,
maybe
okay.
when I was younger, I would think that I would want somebody that was like out and about at the bars, like a drinking buddy, basically, you
Yeah.
know? But I think as I get older, like I don't want someone that does more drugs than me or more, drinks more than me, you know. I'd rather be the wild one.
That's fair.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, mine was kind of similar to yours, Greg. But so I used to think I was completely introverted, and I'm really not as introverted as I think I am. But I always thought I wanted to be around people who were extroverted because I thought it would like balance it out. Where like, okay, yeah, I don't want to do these things, but if people are around me that want to go out, it'll give me a good balance. But I realized those people kind of exhaust me a little bit. The people who are constantly always on the go, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not my vibe. And it was also the fact that I needed to accept that, hey, you don't have to go out every weekend, or you don't have to always go out and do stuff. You're okay. Just if I want to sit at home and play Spider-Man 2, which I was going to ask Dom if you ever got your game,
I
because
did.
you're that weird pre-order thing you do.
I
But
did.
but like some nights I'm like, you know what? I just want to play PlayStation, or I just want to watch this show that I'm watching, or just not do shit.
Hmm.
And not have 20 people being like, why aren't you going out? So yeah, that's something I thought I wanted in people who are super social, but now I'm like, it's exhausting. Get the fuck away from me.
I feel you.
Agreed. Yep.
Well, guys, we do have a random question this
We do?
week. We do. I remember it. Um, this person didn't want us to say their name, but shout out to you who sent this question to me. They want to know
Mysterious.
what is our ultimate or favorite perfect pizza. What is the perfect pizza to you?
Excellent question. I've been waiting for a question like this. I love that they wanted to be anonymous for this.
Right.
Pizza,
It's a
yeah.
very controversial question.
It was a person. It was
please,
just pizza.
please, whatever you do, don't say my name. What's your favorite pizza? My favorite pizza is like hamburger pizza, sausage, Italian sausage. That's
Go
it.
through the build
Cheese.
of the pizza.
I mean, it's thin crust. If it's Domino's. But I'm not necessarily a thin crust girly. I just, I like I like pepperoni. I will never turn down a pizza with any type of topping. But I want cheese, I want tomato sauce, I want bread, and I want like Italian sausage, or some people call it hamburger. And that's it.
Okay.
And ranch, heavy ranch.
That sounds like a pretty good pizza.
What about you?
My perfect pizza is
Don't say
also.
pepperoni. Do not say pineapple, please. I hope you don't say pineapple.
If we don't pineapple shame on this podcast, okay?
I do. On pizza,
Oh,
I do.
come on. Pineapple's fire, and it goes good with ham, and I'll stand by it.
My perfect pizza is a thin crust pizza. Regular cheese, extra cheese. It's nice. I want pepperonis. I want hamburger or beef. And I want jalapenos. And then I also want crushed red peppers and Parmesan on top. And that is my perfect pizza.
Okay, this seems rehearsed just like your elevator speech.
It really does.
Did it seem like he was reading that? It seemed like he was reading that.
I'm literally looking at y'all like that's my perfect pizza. What? How would I not know what my perfect pizza is?
You're looking at a menu right now.
Greg, you knew what your perfect pizza was. Why come I can't know what mine is?
But I had to get to what it was. Yours was very rehearsed and very practiced and polished. And
it looks like you're reading off a menu right now. You're like, okay,
I wish I could share my screen. I'm just looking at y'all. That's
I can see it in your eyelids. I see it.
Do you see what in my eyelids?
Nothing.
What is your perfect pizza? Antonio skewed his he threw his wing order out there with no
hesitation.
No hesitation at all. Why come I can't steal my pizza?
Lemon pepper wet.
Lemon pepper
dry.
With ranch.
Wet,
not
with
dry.
ranch.
Wet. Exactly. Okay. My perfect pizza. Actually, it's not too far from you guys. So it is I'm a thin crust girl. Love the thin crust.
Okay.
I'll go regular or light cheese because the cheese on pizza doesn't bother me like other cheeses do, but cheese isn't some crazy thing for me. But regular or light cheese, regular or spicy marinara sauce because some places do offer spicy marinara.
Oh, I do like spicy marinara.
That sounds yummy.
About that.
But wait, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Of course, pepperoni is going to be
not.
Pepperoni is going to be the solid meat choice.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of, so sometimes I do the carnivore pizzas, which has all the meats on it, but sometimes the hamburger meat, I don't dislike hamburger meat on pizza. I'm just not crazy about it. So
sometimes the carnivore, it's heavy. The meat starts falling off the pizza.
Super meat lovers.
Yeah, you can't hold it. It falls. Yeah. So sometimes I order, but usually not. But pepperoni, red pepper flakes, Parmesan. Even though the thought of putting cheese on cheese is weird, but I'll do a little Parmesan on there. Also oregano. You put a little oregano on there. And also another thing is if you do either sriracha, some places do they'll spin they do a drizzle, I guess.
Yeah.
So either sriracha or honey drizzle on a pizza is the perfecto, finishing point. So that's my perfect pizza, but definitely thin crust and from Zalat usually. So.
Damn, you are an investor. You're an angel investor.
Shout out Zalat.
Yeah.
We forgot about the 30th location in Austin. So shout out to Zalat. Maybe I'll get some money off them one day.
We're gonna send them this clip so they can, name a pizza after us.
We love Zalat.
Let me finish pizza. Let me finish pizza. Let me finish this pizza.
Oh, if we got our own pizza,
that is good. That's good.
Boom.
That's a good one.
What would it have on it?
Well,
not light cheese.
It can be regular cheese, but you just got to add the drizzle and something special that we all agree on, and we'll figure it out one day.
Pineapples.
No. Heavy pine.
Heavy pineapples.
No, absolutely not. I will not accept that.
Well, thanks everyone for tuning in to another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. We had a fun conversation tonight on this rainy night here in Dallas. I hope you tune in until next time.
Thanks for listening, Sri Lanka.
See you next episode. Shout out Sri Lanka. See you next episode.